is David Bowie. I know he not
Who is David Bowie?
a rapper, but just hear me out.
That doesn't equal good music by degenerosity. Let's see.
Music artists. They are some of the most popular talents around, with
Eddie
their
Murphy?
music spreading its
I mean,
influence,
no,
sometimes
Eddie
even
Mercury.
going worldwide in their respective genre. I'm
Oh, my
sorry if
tripping.
you had a heart attack trying to understand what I was trying to say. I'm bad at these kind of intros. What I'm trying to say is musicians are pretty popular. And if you're popular, you're most likely loved and respected by a large group of people. And if
What
you're
type of plastic
really
surgery
popular,
is
you're
that?
at the very least respected in not only your own music genre, but in this whole scale of music across every genre.
Okay.
Which then makes these artists superstars, even some influencing the next generation of superstars. So when one of these artists are met with their unexpected death, everyone of their fans and the music community in general mourn their deaths. And during this mourning period, we all start to look back at the artist's music and see how much love and maybe even influence this artist brought to their fans and genre. This is the part where the word legend starts to get thrown around. To each their own, music is subjective, but I think that being called a legend is getting a little too common nowadays, having the word start to lose its meaning. I'm very bad at writing these kind of intros. You read the title. You know what I'm about to be talking about today. Dying doesn't equal good music. But before I
Why'd
go
you
off
put
on this
Michael
topic,
Jackson as soon as you said that? And Tupac.
no, I will not be talking
And
about an
Biggie.
artist's death or the way they died or them as a person. That has nothing to do with their music. May all the artists that have passed that I mentioned in this video rest in peace, and I hope the best for their families. I'm not going to be disrespecting them whatsoever. I will be disrespecting their music though. And also, music is subjective. You got that? We all on the same page? Alright then. Juice WRLD music sucks. I'm just kidding.
Oh, I was about to say.
I will be talking about him later though. What is a legend? Well, the definition
Michael
of it
Jackson,
is
I'll
an
tell you that.
extremely famous person, especially in a particular field. Well, by that definition, anybody can be a legend, but I feel when people use the word, they use it when saying the artist is up there with some of the all-time greats. Like, using the word legend is like
Alright,
using the
that's
word
OD.
GOAT. Another word that gets thrown around like loose change. And terms like those are brought up the most when an artist
Hey,
dies.
that's Kurt
Or when
Cobain.
Youngboy drops, because you know that artist impacted many people's lives in a positive way, which there's nothing wrong with that. It's completely understandable for people to feel that way for an artist that they loved. But I start to raise my eyebrows a bit when peeps start to say, yeah, they're up there with the S tiers, they're some of the best to ever do it.
Yeah, they be
And I'm all
glazing
like,
Ho, brother, whoa, now. You got
That's
too much
some
dip on your
and
chip.
I know most of these guys are pretty decent artists. Hell, I would even say some
That
of them are
upside
pretty
down
gosh
cross?
darn good. But would I bring them up with the actual GOATs? No, I wouldn't. I do not think some of these artists are good enough to be ranked as highly as they are. Don't get me wrong, I have nothing but respect for these artists. May they rest in peace. But a good chunk of them make only okay music. Like, for example, King Von, may he rest in peace, but
Yeah.
I'm not the biggest fan of his music. I do think he has his bangers, but I do think the majority of his music is aight, nothing to go crazy over. No disrespect though,
Bro.
I definitely think he's a cool artist and would have wanted to see more from him, but I would not say he a legend. That new song fire though. And while hearing me say all these
New
things, you
song?
probably thinking, bruh, why can't you let niggas enjoy things? If people want to call their favorite artists GOATs and legends, then why not let them have that opinion? Well, to quote my favorite gay Twitch streamer,
You know, I realized
Who is that?
I
Oh,
realized there's just a lot of hating ass niggas in this world, and I'm one of them.
I can't let these niggas think their favorite artist is one of the best. May they souls rest in peace and their lives were cut off too short. But I can't pretend that these guys' music are on the same level as Pac or Biggie's. But what am I trying to say with this
Yeah.
dying doesn't equal good music argument? What's the point I'm trying to make? The point is, I think people be too quick to call someone a GOAT of their genre when they pass, not taking into account that 90% of this person's music is mid or okay at best. It's like any artist,
Yeah.
good or terrible, could be called a legend when they die. Like, take Smoke Perp. But best believe peeps are gonna be calling him a GOAT
who is Smoke Perk, bro?
if he were to die tomorrow. They're gonna be saying, "Ah, another legend gone too soon. Man, Smoke Perp was up there with the greats, man.
Who
He was
is
also
that?
one of the best freestylers in the game.
Nobody
period.
knows who that is,
Ah,
bro.
Remember that time? Remember that time when he said he was a motherfucking boner? Man, that gotta be top 10 bars of all time,
Hell
man.
no.
We are well aware of this man's trash music. Like, I don't like bringing up sales, but look at his sales. This nigga went triple plastic. Ain't nobody listening to this man's music. But you know he will have peeps calling him a legend the day he meets God. And even though I say this, I'm not saying if an artist you don't like dies, you should comment L plus ratio plus YB better. No, don't do that. That's actually mad rude and disrespectful. And you're lame if you do something like that. That's just super messed up. Just comment RIP and move on. You don't gotta say nothing more than that. And you might ask, who are my dead goats? Who do I consider a legend based on the I'm talking about these other people? And I feel one of the best legends to ever do it is David Bowie. I know he not.
Who is David Bowie?
Not a rapper, but just hear me out. David Bowie has released some of the greatest music of all time. The Rise and Fall of Ziggy Stardust and Aladdin Sane are god tier albums. His hits are also goated too, like Heroes is a top 10 song, period, just ever. And it's even crazier that his album Black Star, an album he made about his own death, was released 2 days before his actual death. An amazing album, by the way. But I don't know, combined with his death, that album hits me a lot harder. I know he ain't a rapper, but I can say more of the same things about Pac and Biggie too. I just wanted to appreciate Bowie because I might not mention him in the video again, but I think Bowie truly is a legend. Now what if I were to switch David Bowie's music legacy with YB and the Mirrors? You think I would still be praising him like now? Absolutely not. Would I even consider him a GOAT or a legend?
Not.
Hell no! I see them hate when I was down. They never thought I would blow up and get them racks. Hey, that nigga, dumbass nigga, ain't nobody trying to hear that shit. In my opinion, you should only be considered a GOAT or a legend if you made good music. And this makes me move on to the two most popular rappers that have sadly been taken away from us too soon. XXX and Juice WRLD.
Yep.
Let me start with X, cause I have a lot more to say about him. Now, I remember when I was in...
The fact that people are just now bringing up how, like, corny that stuff was, that he was saying, is actually kind of crazy now that he's dead.
8th grade, that was the...
That happened in 2017.
Time when X blew up with Look At Me, and holy shit,
and everybody was the exact same way too, bro.
In a good way. That song is so good. I still love it to this day.
And
in 8th grade, everybody was rapping it, and I couldn't get enough of it. With that song, it immersed me into X's music, and I loved his music instantly. I ain't never heard music as hype as his at the time. X's songs was the type of music that just makes you want to break shit. His entire SoundCloud catalog and Members Only Volume 3 was on my repeat back then. I was in love with his SoundCloud bangers. So when he switched to his more sad music, I was caught by surprise. But I was completely fine with it, because that was fine too. Every song on 17 I had on repeat. And Love, ooh, I was singing that like I was Trippie Redd himself. Ooh, please don't throw your love away. Please don't throw your love away.
We get it.
Please don't throw your love away. Yeah. Where's my contract? Where's my deal? Bro, writing this script down is making me remember how much of an X fan I used to be. Like, I remember my IG profile pic used to be in a Kotsky drawing of his mugshot. I'll put it on screen if I find it. I really was a big X fan. So when his death happened, it hit me hard. I remember I was actually pretty hurt when I saw the news. And since then, my love has dwindled. Not that I still don't love his music, it's just that you can't really make stuff when you're gone. Really, the only posthumous album I liked from him was Members Only 4. Saying this all out loud is getting me emotional, because I really forgot how much I loved X's music. Maybe because slowly after his death was when I started really listening to Ye's music. But yeah, I love XXXTentacion's music, and I do consider him a legend. Now, Juice WRLD, on the other hand, I'ma just be upfront. I ain't the biggest fan of his music. I mean, I do like Goodbye and Good Riddance. I do think it's a good album with a lot of replayability. But other than that, all of his other albums just don't hit for me. Like, I feel like, no offense to the Juice WRLD fans, and RIP Juice WRLD, but I feel like he makes middle school heartbreak music. Like, I can just see a kid asking out his crush over text and he gets turned down, and then he goes straight to Snapchat with a Bart Simpson crying pic with all girls are the same in the background playing. That's the audience I think his music is for. And maybe you can say the same thing about X and 17, but I don't care. I like 17 a lot, and Juice WRLD just isn't for me. And I'm fine if you consider him a legend. There ain't nothing wrong with considering an artist that you love a legend.
I mean,
like,
I
even
like him,
though
but
I
he's
was
not
making fun of
necessarily
Smoke
a
Perp earlier,
legend.
if you like his music and think he's a legend, then fine, nigga. I might make fun of you about it, but don't let me stop you from liking what you like. All I'm trying to say is I don't gotta see them as a legend or a GOAT because of their unfortunate passing. May they rest in peace. But if you love their music, you can look at them as a GOAT and a legend, and I'm fine with that. And that's kind of all I wanted to say. I could end it here, but there's one more artist I have to talk about.
Who's that one more?
I don't like this guy's music at all. May he rest in peace, and I wish his family well, but
It's a Nipsey Hussle.
I just gotta get this off my chest. Emo kids, cover your ears. You're not gonna like what I gotta say.
Oh,
Lil Peep's music is shit.
it is. I don't care
It's
what y'all
doo-doo.
Horrible.
I'm sorry, man. I had to say it. It's just been itching my neck
He
for
only
the
got like
longest time.
one
I have
good
listened
song.
to too much Lil Peep. Too much. And I can confidently say I do not like this man's music. And I tried to like it. I did. But he's clearly just not for me. It's just too emo. And it's not like I can't
And
get
the
into
upside
emo
down crosses
music.
too,
The Black
bro.
Parade is pretty good. But when listening to Lil Peep, it feels like in all of his songs, it just sounds the same. Through my
It
ears,
does,
the
bro.
average Lil Peep song sounds like this.
Cobain, cocaine, swallowing these pills like lo mein. Cobain, cocaine.
I don't know, man. May he rest in peace, and he was gone too soon. And
Yeah.
if you think he's a legend, then good for you. And I wish you the best. But he ain't for me. The song with him and X was good, though. You know
It
that
was,
song?
it was, I can't
Come,
lie.
let's watch the rain as it's falling down. That song is pretty good, making me feel like Marilyn Manson. And that's the only Lil Peep song I like, and that's really all I have to say about everything. I feel like my point has hopefully been understood by y'all. I know there's a lot of artists I didn't really talk about, like Amy, Mac, Nipsey, MJ, or even Pac and Biggie. They're all great, especially MJ and Biggie. And like I said for the millionth time, may all these artists rest in peace. And that's kind of all I wanted to say. In conclusion, comment your favorite artist that has passed, I guess. And eat your vegetables.
Fuck.
Follow me on Twitter.
I mean, no,
That's all. Have a
Michael
good
Jackson.
day.
Don't you forget about me. I'll be alone, dancing and
What is
going
this
crazy.
thumbnail?
Tell me, tell us apart.
Alright. Thank you everybody for watching. Lemire out.